Hello and welcome to today's video. So my name is Will and today I'm going to show you gym owners how you guys can increase your prices to finally get paid and finally charge what your membership is actually worth, right? And I know this is a struggle for a lot of gyms, right? Because you know what it's worth, but you just can't get people to pay that amount. And now I'm going to show you how you can do that and how you can do that on scale and why you maybe haven't been able to do that prior. So for those who don't know who I am, my name is Wilmer once again, and I'm on a mission to help gym owners change more lives by adding more members and also finally get paid what they deserve so they can improve theirs and their own family's lives. But let's get into it. So increasing prices. How do you actually increase your membership prices without losing all your members, right? The question that all gym owners have. And it all starts with the fundamentals. So if you guys have seen the last video, you guys know that I'm pretty big on fundamentals and principles. So that's what we're gonna start with. So to understand how to increase your membership prices, you need to understand what you're actually doing. So what you're selling is obviously you're selling a service, a product to a customer, and that's basic economics. And so we can use two main ideas from economics. So the first discipline is going to be the point of diminishing returns, and the second one is going to be supply and demand. Actually, I should have said those in the other order, but anyways, so let's start with supply and demand. So as you guys know, if something is high in demand, the price is going to go up, and if it's low in supply, the price is going to go up. And now you're probably like, hey, we're like, yeah, of course, but what does that have to do with my membership prices? So I'm going to show you what that actually has to do with your membership prices. Well, the first thing is demand. Well, if you have high demand on your membership options, then you're not going to have a problem with acquiring new members at a higher price. And I'm going to tell you why. Because look, if people, so there are two things, the two main things here, because the reason that people don't want to increase their membership prices is because, like I said, they're scared of people leaving the gym, right? And so first off, it's just a mindset thing. So people aren't going to leave the gym because you increase it by $30, right? Like let's be honest for a second before we even dive into the principles and the disciplines, right? Let's just be honest for a second. You're not just helping them get into shape, right? You're not just helping them, you know, lose a couple pounds. Yes, that might be the surface level reason that they come into the gym, but you help them finally gain back their confidence, right? That they've lacked. You help them finally move around with their kids, make them feel secure that they can finally see their grandkids, and you know, they're gonna live to see their grandkids. Maybe you help them become disciplined again, right? Because going to the gym, you're going to be disciplined. That's going to reflect in their entire life and improve not only their life but also their family's life. So you increasing that by $30, that they're still going to pay it. But anyways, let's move on to what I said about demand. So if you have a waiting list of 50 people, then you wouldn't have anything to worry about, right? If you had people coming into your gym consistently, then you wouldn't worry about increasing the price, because even in the event where people would leave your gym, let's say 20 people leave, let's say you have a $100 membership, and let's say you increase it to $160 a month, and let's pretend that you have 100 members and 20 people leave. If you have a waiting list of 50 people, well, it doesn't really matter, does it, right? And that brings me on to the first point here, which is you need to have appointments coming in consistently. You need to consistently have bodies flushing through the doors of your gym if you want to increase your prices and maintain a healthy price, a price that basically reflects what your membership is actually worth. So if you guys haven't solved the membership acquisition problem in your gym, you need to solve that before you think about increasing your prices, okay? That is the first step that we always do with all our clients. We make sure that they have people coming in through the doors. We make sure that they can close those people. And after that, once they have a bunch of people, once they have high demand on the memberships, that's when we can work on increasing the prices of the memberships. So that's going to be the demand part. And the second part is going to be the supply part. So the question of supply is just basically having the best product on your market, right? So you have to sell the best thing in your market. You need to have the best membership option in your area. If you want to charge the most, you need to have the best, okay? And oftentimes when I see people and gym owners who don't feel too comfortable increasing their prices, it's because deep down they don't believe that their membership is actually worth the increase that they want to make. And sometimes it could just be the fact that they see it from the wrong perspective. They don't really see all the things that they're actually offering. But most of the time, it's because people just don't believe that the membership is worth it. And if that's the case, then you need to work with that. Like, you seriously need to work on that, okay? Now, that's supply and demand. So once you have people coming in through the door and you have a bunch of people to sell, you can start to increase your prices. But there's a caveat to this. So this is where the point of diminishing of returns come in. So there is going to be a point as to where increasing your membership prices further will actually do you more bad than good. And so I'm actually going to show you this in Miro. So let me just hop into Miro and show you this. So now we're in the beautiful Miro, and I'm going to bring you a couple of examples of how this can look. So the first thing, as you can see here with 30 appointments, is, well, let me just break down everything. Okay, so I'm going to give you a closing rate. I'm also going to give you the amount of appointments you have coming in, and I'm also going to give you the price that you have and the price that you want to increase to. Okay, so the first thing is obviously going to be having bodies to the door. You need to, I put a low number here. You really want to have 40 to 50 appointments conducted before you make a decision on whether you should keep the pricing, you should increase it, or if you unfortunately have to lower it or basically improve your product in order to maintain the price which you have set. So, but let's just say you take 30 appointments. Let's just take this on the lower end. Let's say you charge $100 a month right now, and let's say you have 30 appointments coming in every single month. So a bit on the lower end, let's say you have 30 appointments coming in, and let's say you usually close 50% of these appointments. That means that you will get 15 members. 15 members at $100, which will give you $1,500 in increased MRR, right? Monthly recurring revenue. Now, if you go over to charging 130, let's say, okay, look, it's time for us to start increasing the price. I want to increase the price. I think our membership is worth way more. I think it's worth, let's say you think it's worth 180. Then obviously you start with increasing it to 130, and then you try it, right? So let's say next month you get another 30 appointments. You now charge 130, and what you're going to realize, and this is what's pretty fun, most of the times you're going to realize that you're going to have the same closing rate, right? Because you still believe that it's worth this amount of money and it's a reasonable price. And most gyms are just underpricing their membership so much that if you were to increase it, it wouldn't even make a difference in the closing rate. But let's say you close 15 of these appointments at $130. What happens now is you will get, well, let's just do some quick math. You will now get $19.50 from this. And this is cash collected, right? So as you can see, you now made more money by increasing the prices than you did before. Great. Now you might be, okay, great. We can now charge $130, but I still want to get to that 180 point, okay? So what happens then is you try and you go ahead for the 180. So you up your prices by $50. So all the new appointments that you take on, and by the way, this is only for new appointments, new members. So all the new members, you increase your prices to $180 a month, right? You still have 30 appointments coming in, and what happens now is that your closing rate drops to 40%. Now, this is where people might take this wrong. So just because your closing rate has decreased, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna make less money on it. And let me explain why. So you have 30 people coming in, you close 40% of them, that would be 12 new members, okay? And you close them at 180 a month. And let's do the math on that real quick. And as you can see, that's going to be 2160. Excuse my beautiful drawing. That's actually too bad. Let me just fix that so you guys can see that. You guys get the point. But as you can see now, yes, sure, our closing rate has dropped from 50 to 40%, right? But we're still making more money off of this than we did before. And the beautiful thing also is that when you charge more, not only are you able to invest more in your gym and get the workouts better, but you're also going to get people who are more committed to actually doing the process, who are going to stay for the longer, and you're just going to have way more fun working with them because you're going to be able to get way better results with them. So that's another bonus as well. But as you can see, increasing the prices, even if your closing rate goes down, you can still make more money than you made before. Now, here's the caveat. There's going to be a point of diminishing returns. So let's say you think, okay, yeah, 180, but I want to still try and increase it a bit more. I want to charge 250. Okay, so let's say you charge 250. So you have the same 30 appointments coming in, right? And you have but now we have a 25% closing rate because you charge 250. So you close every fourth. That's going to be 7.5, let's just say 7 to make it simple. 7. You have them at 250, right? And that's going to be 1750. And as you can see now, this time your closing rate dropped. Even though you increased the price, it was lower. So you have to do the math on this, right? And this is why you need to know your numbers, okay? This is why you need to track all consultations you do, all appointments you do, so that you can do this math by yourself when you sit down with the team or by yourself as the owner of the business, and you just look through things and see what makes sense. And so what we can see from all of these 4 options is that the one that's going to be the most profitable for us right now is going to be this pricing option, which is going to be $180 a month. So now you know for what you charge, what you guys service right now, you guys can charge $180. So you now went from charging $100 a month to $180 a month, and you've increased your prices by, what's this in percent? You've now increased your prices by 44%. And the beautiful thing is now you've increased your prices by 44%. And there's no added acquisition cost. You still get the same amount of 30 appointments to get them in. You just increase your prices. And that's how you increase your prices and charge what your membership's actually worth. Now, let's say the gym owner here is John, and by the way, if your name is John, I do sincerely apologize, but let's say John doesn't manage to get his gym to charge $250, and he's like, man, I want to charge $250. What you have to do then is we have to go back to the supply and demand, right? We have to go back to supply. Okay, so if people aren't willing to pay $250, that means that this product isn't worth $250. Or it could be the fact that my salespeople, or if you're selling yourself, don't believe that this thing is worth $250. And so the first thing you need to do is obviously believe that it's worth $250, because you shouldn't charge what you don't think it's worth. But the second part, once you have the sales down, is just make sure that your product is worth $250, and you will see this conversion rate go up. And once it goes up, you will make more money of this one because you will close more people, and then you can start to charge $250, and then you go on from there. And that's how you grow a 7-figure gym without having to open 57 locations and go low in profit. Because if you can increase the price per member, then that's way more valuable than getting more members, because you will get more profit out of it, because every single dollar you add is going to be going 100% into your pocket, into profit, and not going anywhere else. So yeah, that was that on that. By the way, if you are struggling to get high demand on your memberships, you need to get more clients, but you don't have a process to get people in the door, we can help you. Look, I'm going to be fully transparent. There is a link at the description. You can click it. It's going to take you to a funnel that's meant to sell you something, right? I'm not going to bullshit here. There's no email opt-in or anything. It's just going to be a straight sales funnel. You can watch the video and you can book a call with us if you like. If you don't, then that's totally fine. Doesn't make me happier. But yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure if you like this content, if you like what I'm posting right now, you found it valuable, make sure you like the video. Also, if you have some suggestions for me to take up in the next video, make sure you drop a comment below, and also make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss when I post that video you suggested, right? But that's it for this video. I'm Wilmer from Member Accelerator, and I catch you in the next video. See you soon.